Wow. Hello, welcome to the Scott Gibson Show. I am Scott Gibson. Who else would I fucking be? It is a joy, privilege, and a pleasure to be speaking inside your ear holes at this moment in time. Hope you're safe and well. How often have we said that in the podcast? Hope you're safe and well. Omicron is coming to kill us. Now, it's not actually going to kill you, although as we are recording this episode, I believe the first person has died of Omicron in the UK. Omicron has claimed its first victim. I think the media can't make up their mind how terrified they want you to be of the new strain, or maybe the problem is the South Africans haven't received their hush money, and so they're now opening their mouths and causing fucking carnage amongst the fear-mongering media outlets here in the UK. Obviously, I start by saying, to everyone who has lost someone because of COVID, COVID is real. Let's not pretend it's not. It has affected us all in many different ways. I, for one, couldn't have Sky Television for 2 years because of COVID. Now, however, I was going to say although there, and it came out as hello. Sky TV back in the house, and I feel like a grown-up once again. I know that it is petty and silly of me, and in a way you're made to feel as though you cannot voice your concerns about things because obviously people are dying and there's problems in the world. But I didn't have Sky TV for 2 years, and that was my fucking hellscape to live through, right? I had to have a fucking dodgy Fire Stick and get my Sky Sports wired through Abu Dhabi. Now I'm back, connected to the Rupert Murdoch empire, and all is well again. The reason being we got, not that you care, but I got Sky fitted in the old flat. But something to do with a communal dish, or they couldn't change it, and it couldn't fit, and it couldn't be done. And then COVID hit, and nobody would come out. But the fucking junkies are having house parties, but one of the Sky boys kind of come in and fit a dish. Anyway, it's all sorted. A lovely little Sky lesbian came out and fitted it within a matter of hours. She couldn't get up into the roof to sort out some wiring. Apparently the latch on the hatch, I'm sure that's a kid's book, the latch on the hatch was broken, and she says this isn't the first time I've smashed the latch off a hatch. And I went, I beg your pardon, and then she was in like a ferret up a drain pipe and sorted it, and now we're living in a fucking Sky Q world of joy. Every room in the house, man. Every room in the house. I've not gone in the kitchen. I'm not Jeffrey Bezos. But the living room and the bedrooms. Oh, Sky Q did its box. This is not a paid sponsorship by Sky Q. However, if Sky Q want to sponsor the podcast, I'd be fucking surprised. Anyway, slight delay to today's recording. This is actually the second attempt because as we literally pressed record the first time to get our rants and views out to the world, the fucking plumber's turned up to fix my leaky tap. Not a euphemism, actual tap was leaking. So we are now leak-free, distraction-free, and ready to record. So I hope you're all safe and well. I don't know what's going on anymore on this planet, the place we call Earth. I don't know what's going on anymore. We are now, I think it's safe to say, buzz deep in December, quickly approaching the end of another year. 15th of December. And I feel it's about as festive as a pair of fucking Bermuda shorts. Although, it depends on how you look at that, Gibble, because, as we all know, Christmas time in Australia is their summer. So what you could be saying is you feel like as festive as an Australian. That's not what I'm saying. I don't feel festive at all. The tree has been removed from the box. I have prized open the horrible texture of a fake plastic tree. Pretty sure that was a Radiohead song. Green plastic watering can. I love Radiohead, man. Not everyone's favourite, right? And I get it that a lot of it is, slash your wrist, run a hot bath, and allow the blood to flow freely from your body. But I just think they're great, man. Tom York is a genius, and he's one of the last great musicians from this country. I think so. I like him because he's a bit mental. When Ozzy Osbourne bit the head off a bat, right? When he was going through some difficult times, I imagine. It wouldn't surprise me if Tom York's done something similar, Maybe wrestled a guinea pig. Head-butted a weasel. Armed wrestled a kangaroo. I don't know. He just looks like a wild man. But I also like him because he just does his own thing. He's no constantly in the media, and he's probably because he's not very pleasing on the eye. He's got that fucking dodgy eyeball as well. But my God, can that man write us some tunes? Radiohead, love them or hate them, they're amazing. And if you hate them, you're wrong. Gibble, steer this one back. I can feel you going down a tangent. Steer it back. So yes, everything's fine. The house is coming together. Got the tree out the box. The good lady, she is she's a graphic designer, but she has a wonderful eye for design. I'm realising now that my job, as most men realise when they get to a certain age, is just to pay for things. Not in a bad way, certainly not in a manipulative, abusive way. Let's be honest, we've been there in the past. There's no real point in offering up an opinion, because you really don't know what you're talking about. I like to think that I have an eye for design. I've watched every episode of Escape to the Chateau. I know. I'm sure. Listen, see if you've watched every episode of Escape to the Chateau on Channel 4 with the ever increasingly annoyance of Dick and Angela. Two things about it. One, how does he eat with that face furniture? I have an unkept beard at the moment. My beard is getting out of hand. I want it to be bigger. As she said, I'm trying to grow the beard out. But I always get to that point where if any men listen to this will know what I'm talking about, or women. Hey, it's 2021. Women can have a beard if they want. You get to a point where you're trying to grow out, but it just becomes incredibly itchy. And you've either got to push through the itch, again, that's what she said, or you've got to trim it back. Again, that's what she said. So I always give in and trim. And now I'm trying to push through. But what I've got is the side of my mouth, if you can imagine. The length of the beard at this particular part is unmanageable. And I'm going to have to get in and trim this bit because the amount of times when I'm eating now and I'm just getting a mouthful of my own beard. I was chewing something last night and I was having to soak through my beard and then kind of put my finger in and hook my own beard out my mouth so I could eat my dinner. Disgusting. But that's what we're at now. How the fuck does Dick eat his dinner? Huh? That could also be a children's book. Okay, kids, let's now all read How the Fuck Does Dick Eat His Dinner? Gather round, children. Now, this is a wonderful book by David Williams, and it's entitled How the Fuck Does Dick Eat His Dinner? Now, Dick has got a really big beard. Can we see that? Yes. How big's his beard? It's fucking massive. That's right, children. And he's got a massive, big, walrus-like moustache. Well done, Finley. Okay, page 1. How the fuck does Dick eat his dinner? Dick is wanting to have pie, beans and chips for his dinner. How the fuck does he eat his dinner? But how the fuck does he eat his dinner? I've watched cooking shows in the past, obviously, and I've seen people with long beards kind of hold it, as they eat soup or feed something in. But that tash mean impossible. And two, as I said, if you've watched every episode, you are equally as qualified a designer as that woman, Angela. Right? As the series has gone on in that show, my tolerance of her has decreased almost to the point now where I find it difficult to even watch her on my screen. She fucking bugs the life out me. I don't know what it is. I don't know when it turned, but my God, it's turned. And I can't go back. She's fucking annoying. I think it might be the fact that there are a number of tradesmen who come in and do a fucking shit ton of back-breaking labour to restore that crumbling castle for her to pop up and put a stroke of paint, which isn't even paint, it's like fucking cat piss, dirt, and some fucking weird shit she bought off the internet to make it look aged as if it's been through the weather. Shut up! And she does one brush stroke and then does a fucking moving 5-minute piece to camera about how she's worked really hard to restore this. She's like, you've not restored fuck all! You've not restored nothing! There's been fucking 16 men up scaffolding for 4 months fucking restoring it. Anyway. I wish I could control my anger. I wish I could push my anger towards other aspects of life rather than little things that fucking boil my piss. So that show is, I love it. Because it's a wee bit of escapism. You like to think that if you had the money, you'd buy a chateau and spend fucking 7 years doing it up, and then maybe you get your own Channel 4 show that probably pays you $200,000 a year, and then it's free advertising for your business and just generating turns you into fucking multi-millionaires, and then you can use that money to restore your castle, and it just continues and continues on, It's a circle of life. Must be nice. Whereas most of us are knocking our fucking pan in to pay our bills. We are approaching Christmas, like I said. I do not feel festive at all. There is a garland up. I didn't know what that was. I thought it was a lassie's name. We've got a garland, we've got a tree. I've got mere fucking baubles. Then I've got memories. The fucking baubles in this house. The missus now can't go to a shop without buying I just got these baubles. How many fucking baubles have we got? I think we need to bring back tinsel. And I imagine that there probably isn't anything in this planet that burns up more carbon than producing tinsel. No idea what tinsel is made of. No idea how you make tinsel. But I imagine it involves a lot of burning fossil fuels to create half a foot of tinsel. However it's done, whatever the process is, bring that back, man. There's not enough fucking tinsel at Christmas anymore. It's all designer, it's all bubbles, it's all colour schemes. Just fucking bring back tinsel, man. 50p strands of shitty tinsel that if you even fart next to it, your fucking whole house would go up in flames. That's the kind of tat I want at Christmas. But, as I said, Mrs. Graphic Designer, eye for design. No doubt our tree will look fucking amazing, Instagrammable as always. The biggest problem we've got this year is fucking fairy lights. Hello. Can't call them that anymore. It's homosexual twinkly stars. Can I get fairy lights? For fucking love nor money. I felt I was in Dunelm, right? That's how far my quest for fairy lights has taken me. I was in Dunelm like a fucking junk bag, man, pleading, mate, I'll get £200 cash. Just give us one fucking fairy light. Nothing. If we could go back in time to the Brexit vote and say to those bastards in Middlesbrough who held that woman aloft like she was a prize at a fucking swingers contest and say, look, see in fucking 6 years' time, you'll not be able to get fairy lights. That should have been on the side of a bus. Fuck the NHS. Nobody gives a shit about that anyway. Fucking get too much money. The NH stress. That's what they should rename it. The NH stress. It's a fucking nightmare working for the NHS, man. I'm fucking stressed out my box. We're in a hospital that's full of sick people. That's where sick people go. That's where sick people go. I can't be the only one fucking getting pissed off with the NHS. I'm sick of the never-ending line of fuckers on the news. We're at our fucking wit's end, man. Honest to God, every fucking bed's got a body in it. That's what beds are for. That's what hospital beds are for, sick cunts. It's not for lying empty. It's to put a fucking sick bastard in the bed and for you to look after him. Or fucking kill him. He's been doing that for years and all. I mean, let's be honest, before COVID, it was a fucking 50-50 roll of the dice anyway if you were getting out of hospital alive in Scotland. Especially if you fucking disappeared into the new Southern General. Forget it. You would disappear into like a war, your family couldn't find you. He's in Ward 16, subsection 5, take lift 4 to floor 7, and then down the tunnel, and if you see the blue paint, you've gone too far. Good luck, he died on Tuesday. You've fucking no chance of finding any cunt. I can't be the only one who's thinking, what the fuck are they doing in there? There is a chance the NHS will be overrun. Overrun by what? Dead bodies. Anyway. Fairy lights. Aye, should have put that inside the bus. Vote Remain, or your fairy lights will be no more. Now listen, I don't know if my fairy lights are stuck in the Suez Canal somewhere. I don't know, right? I'm not really clued up on the global supply chain of fairy lights. But all I know is, can I get fairy lights in a shop? Can I fuck? Now, some of you might be shouting at the radio. At the radio? Alright, Gibbo, what is this, the 80s? Some of you might be shouting at your podcast player. Gibbo, B&M. I know. But I couldn't get fucking near B&M the other night because every junk bag was in there buying their Christmas presents and I couldn't cope anymore. I had to get home. So I know I probably should go to B&M and I imagine I walk in and they've got a whole aisle dedicated to fairy lights. But as I am a human being on the planet Earth and I have gone to the only option to get anything now is Amazon. So they've been ordered and Jeffrey Bezos' bum boys will be delivering them at some point today as we speak. In fact, by the time we're finished, I could have a tree full of fairy lights. I don't know. Again, the process, apparently there's a strict process to tree decoration. As a man, we wouldn't know this. Because a man, if we were charged with decorating a tree, would put the tree up, would fire all the baubles on, and would fucking back it into a corner. Right? I'm not decorating a part of the tree that can't be seen. Why would I waste my time doing that? Some may call that lazy. Other people may call that, smartly working. This is the difference between men and women. There'll always be a difference. Women will do a job properly. Men will find a way to get that job done quickly. I made the mistake of saying, can we not start decorating? To which the response was, are you a fucking idiot? And I went, yes. Apparently you need to put the lights on first and then the baubles. So that was me told. So once the lights turn up, the tree decoration will begin. But maybe that'll make me feel festive because I tell you right now, I do not feel festive at all. Sorry, I'm pausing if I drink a coffee here before it goes stone cold. I was in M&S Food. Get me. Just for a wander, buy some Percy Pigs. The usual. And I thought being around the Christmas stuff because all the Christmas food's in, which I thought was a bit strange. Considering that we are still, 2 weeks out? 2 and a bit weeks? How long is it to Christmas? Fucking hell. Week and a half? In the name of God. We're a week and a half out of Christmas, which is terrifying. So maybe it's not too late to have all the stuff in the shops. What are you talking about? The cost of things this year, man, has blown my mind. The cost of food, Christmas food, blown my fucking mind. I was actually watching a thing on the news before I started recording this. And it's just talking about the whole financial implications around Christmas. And I think this year, it's hitting people harder than possibly the years gone by. Maybe it's in particular last Christmas. Sorry for the long pause there. Again, and swallowing on mic. I think last Christmas was, what's the correct word? A false start or a false promise for the high street and for online retailers. Because I think after the year that we had in 2020 with the full lockdowns of COVID and the build up to Christmas and the uncertainty of, where you would spend it, who you could mix with, that kind of thing. I think people went all out last year and overdid it. I think people overdid it in the volume of gifts that they bought, the money that they spent, probably on the day itself, food and drink, that kind of thing. And I think they did it for one or two reasons. One, I think people had money because a lot of people would have went through the furlough. And if people weren't furloughed, they were probably in a situation where they maybe weren't spending as much money as they were. I know a lot of people who actually saved quite a bit in 2020. I was not one of them. And so I think Christmas, people kind of clung on to that as some kind of, fucking fight for freedom. I will not let COVID ruin my Christmas. And they went mad. And as most of the retailers do, they're very, very fucking basic mathematics and projecting of figures when they go, well, last Christmas, if people spent £1 billion, then that means next Christmas they'll spend £5 billion. And it's a fucking load of nonsense, man. I could have told you in October. In the lead up to Christmas, there's not a fucking hope in hell that people will be spending the money that they spent last year. Not a fucking chance. So all this bullshit that you get on the news just now about there's people, the spending in the high street is down because everyone's shopping online. They're not. It's not as if there is billions of pounds being spent online that could be spent in the high street. There's not money being spent because nobody's got any fucking money. Nobody has money. I imagine for many of you, like for the first time in a long time, very little will be spent at Christmas. The missus and I are no doing gifts. We're going to spend the money in the house. I mean, I'll have to buy her something because I'm not a fucking idiot. Every man, woman and child knows that if a woman says, you don't have to get me anything, I don't want anything, it means they still want something. But we'll know we're spending a lot at Christmas. Still got to get away in something because there's a legal requirement. It's Christmas is for the wains, But it must be, at times like this, I just think it must be hellish if you are in the situation where you have a young family and they do not understand the value of money, not in a bad way, not in a negative way, not that they're high demands at Christmas, but they just don't understand the situation that their parents probably find themselves in, that you find yourself in. The stress that people must be under this year to produce a Christmas of a standard that, and this is where it all comes down to as well, all this fucking social media bullshit, man. Is to produce a Christmas one fucking day that enables you to compare yourself with other fucking cunts online, and that's it. The debt that people will put themselves in over Christmas is fucking madness. So the thing I was watching on the news before this was basically talking about the cost around Christmas, the money in Christmas, right? And it's talking about people who are struggling to heat their homes, struggling to find money for gifts for their children, and struggling to find the money to have a Christmas dinner. And I was looking at two women, two single mothers, both of them who had two children. Both of them earned £1,200 a month. That was their salary. Now those wages are from part-time jobs, and from what I understand, I don't know the technical term of it because again I don't have it myself, but it's either like a working tax credit or some kind of credit or a benefit or God, what's the fucking you can't think the day go. Child maintenance, whatever that may be in the UK, or whatever the equivalent of that is in Scotland, right? That kind of thing. But their take home for both of them is £1,200 a month. And neither of these two single mothers can afford to live on that. Now, you may be listening to this thinking £1,200 a month is nothing. You may be listening to this thinking, I don't even earn £1,200 a month. I would say £1,200 a month is probably the average. I would say if you were in a position where you were earning £1,200 a month, you'd probably be quite happy with that. Now, you may be in a situation where you and your partner are both pulling in that. There's maybe £3,000 a month coming into the house, and you probably still can't make ends meet. Or you're probably still worried about debt. Or you're probably still fucking up to your eyeballs in credit cards. But somehow you're then expected to pull out another, what, 1, 2, 3, 5 grand? Pull that out your arse, out of fucking thin air, in order to have a decent Christmas. And the point of this article that was on, or the point of this piece that was on the news, was talking about what these women and other people, because it's not just single mothers, there's an endless number of people doing it, who have a side hustle, another job, or something else that they do in order to generate money. One of the women works part-time, so it's a second part-time job. And the other woman who was on the piece on the television actually buys stuff in either charity shops and either upcycles them or sells them on. So one of the things he was doing was like Marketplace and eBay to try and turn a profit. And when the woman was talking about it, she had said that anybody who knew her in her job, in her normal day job, would never have known that she has to do these things. She was talking about times when she has gone without meals because she has been unable to afford to feed her children and herself. She was joking, and again, humour is a great way, to deflect a lot of this stuff. She was joking that she had lost weight, and that people who she worked with were commenting on it and saying, what is it you're doing? And again, just making jokes or making up stories going, oh, I'm trying to eat healthy, or I've been doing a bit more exercise, when the truth being that she's just not fucking eating. And this is probably a reality for a lot of us. Now, you might even be listening to me rabbiting on here and not think it's yourself, but there will have been occasions where I am sure almost everybody will have sacrificed something in order for their children to have what they need. And there's nothing wrong with that, I mean, that's, I imagine, what you would do if your children, of course you would. But how has this become the norm? How is this just now the normal way to live? That everybody is expected to have another source of income. Everybody is now in a situation where we're all expected to have some kind of passive income, something that we do on top of our jobs in order that you can live. And this is not another channel, another revenue of income that enables you to live an extravagant life. This is another way for you to earn money just to fucking survive. And as I'm listening to it, and as I'm agreeing with what's been said, I'm thinking, how the fuck have they done this? How has the governments, the power, the 1%, the lizard people, whatever you want to call them, the media, how have they done it? that they have created an environment where this is just accepted, where we all accept now that on top of your 9 to 5, which isn't even a 9 to 5 anymore because you're probably working 10, 11 hours a fucking day, by the time you do your commute and get in there and get back, as well as keeping a house, as well as being a good dad, a good mum, a good brother, a good uncle, whatever. Spending time with them, with your partner, spending time with friends, trying to live a life. On top of all that, you're now trying to find another way in order to get some money in the house so you can turn your fucking heating on or have a big turkey at Christmas. And that is just being acceptable. That is now just accepted as the way of life. Instead of going, wait a minute here. How the fuck have we gone for this? In a short period of time. You have gone from the 60s, the 70s, arguably the 80s, at a push where most people in this country would have been brought up and lived, survived, and in many occasions thrived, as in gone on holiday, enjoyed things in life, with arguably at a push 1.5 salaries coming into the house. And now we're in a situation where both your parents, sometimes even further, sometimes even children now working to supplement the family income. And we still can't get by. I just find, as I'm listening to that, and I'm listening to this woman talk about it, and I completely understood what she was saying when she was talking about that no one in her day job knows that she does these extra things in order to generate money so that she can feed her kids and keep a roof over their head. And the guy who was doing the interview asked her why she has never told anybody, and she said she was embarrassed. And I completely understand what she's saying. She felt embarrassed that she was unable to provide for her family, even though she is doing exactly that. She is providing as best she can, but yet somehow she still feels embarrassed. She feels embarrassed that she has to have another job. She feels embarrassed that she goes around charity shops and buys things online, upcycles them or upsells them. She feels embarrassed by that. Why? Why are people embarrassed about other things they do in order to survive? And all I can think of is because we have now put ourselves in a position where we have to continue to present this idea that everything's great, everything's wonderful, look at all the stuff I've covered, keep it all turning over, Christmas is coming up, get the money for the wains, get the money it's fucking nonsense. It's nonsense, man. If we were all to cancel Christmas, if we were just to cancel Christmas this year and just say, right, that's it, we're not buying shit we don't need, nothing, nobody's getting anything. We'll still have our dinner. We're no fucking mental. We'll still have a Christmas dinner. I need my pigs and blankets, for fuck's sake. I also did see a giant pig and blanket in Asda and I nearly lost my fucking mind. Keep the dinner if you want. Keep the celebration. Spend a bit of money on that. Everything else, presents, gifts, all that, gone. For a year. What would happen? Nothing. You might get a couple of weddings rolling and greeting, but guess what? You sit them doing Christmas Day, you break news that Santa's no real and they're going to have to get a job. They'd soon fucking snap out of it. 2 or 3 weeks go by, they forget all about it. What would happen? Nothing. Apart from we would probably save ourselves a bit of stress. It is, I am quickly realising, and again, I'll say the point, I am lucky I don't have dependents, don't have children. When that comes, I can't imagine if I can stress I'll be under. The podcast will probably be very different at that time. But it's quickly becoming, as I get older, I'm realising this is the most stressful time of the year. For people. The most stressful time of the year. And it doesn't fucking have to be. Even if I'm seeing the news and reading the news, people worrying about heating their homes. people worried about feeding their families, people embarrassed about how they supplement their income because they have to supplement their income because they can't afford to live on what is an average wage, if not above an average wage. Yet the people who are in charge, the people who are arguably responsible for the situation we find ourselves in, break rules left, right and centre. Give their pals multi-billion pound contracts. Look after their own. Look after their own before they look after the people who put them there. Or the people who they are supposed to represent. They look after their own. But what happens? Another election comes round. The Daily Mail will run a story about racism and immigration, and England will vote the Tories back in again. And the circle of life continues. Merry Christmas, everybody. As we do quickly approach Christmas, it's impossible not to talk about the Christmas music. I have avoided it quite a bit. Again, I think it's because I'm not feeling Christmassy. I think that's what it is. I do not feel festive in any way, shape or form. Again, moving house at the festive period is the we'll remove any festive joy you have. Okay? But Rab Gillen, Big Rab G, had asked actually a couple of weeks ago if you could choose one Christmas song to be banished forever, what would it be? And also, what is your favourite? Again, cracking question. It's one of those things that when it comes up or when it comes to that time of year, we know the kind of songs that are going to dominate our ear holes, right? Your Mariah Careys of the world, right? Your, what else? Your Slade. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Your Slades, right? Now, it is amazing that no one in recent times has came up with a fucking belting Christmas song. Yes, you've got The Darkness, Don't Let the Bells End. I'll admit, an absolute beauty. And of course, who can forget Sir Cliff with the Lord's Prayer? Of Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. With his slow clap. Now, I don't know what Sir Cliff Richard has been involved in. Obviously there's a bit of speculation. I don't know if him and Cilla Black were running the child brothel or if he had a private charter to Epstein's Island. Who knows? I'm sure Jill Dando's involved there somehow. I don't know what Cliff's been up to. But that fucking Lord's Prayer was beyond words how horrific. That the video, everything about it, horrific. But yet it exists. Will that be the one I banish? Who knows? So, biggest selling, we need to look at the big ones, right? Biggest selling Christmas song of all time. Now, if you were a musician, like Mariah Carey, right? Is Mariah Carey a musician? No, she's a singer. But if you are Mariah Carey and you come up with that fucking Christmas banger, that is it. There is no other time of the year where if you had a song in relation to a festive holiday that you can just sit back and fucking watch those checks roll in. The money that Mariah Carey must earn from those Christmas... In fact, Gibbo, come on, do the usual. You're sitting in front of the fucking Google here. How much money does Mariah Carey get every Christmas? Here we go. First Google search. Apple says their average per play rate is 1 cent, while Spotify says, I don't give a fuck about that. Why am I reading that? How much does Mariah Carey earn every year? Here we go. How much does Mariah Carey make every Christmas? It's that time of year, blah, 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 blah. I'm not reading the fucking bullshit. How much do I get? The song All I Want for all I want for Christmas is... Sing it with me now. Ooh. The song All I Want for Christmas has re-entered the top 200 on US iTunes and is climbing the charts after 20 years. 20 years the song came out, in the name of fuck. The song is established as a modern classic, correct, but the question is, how much does she make, she being Mariah Carey, or the cat's mother? From the single every year, the songstress rakes in a whopping, wait for it, $50 million in royalties. Holy fucking shit. According to the New York Post, which comes to extra $3 million per year into Mariah's bank. What? The question is, how much does she make from the single every year? The songstress rakes in a whopping $50 million in royalties, according to the New York Post, which comes to extra $3 million into Mariah's bank account. I don't know what the fuck that means, because that's no proper English. I think somebody has missed a word out. The song, which written in the span of 50 minutes, recorded in 1994, has provided Mariah with $60 million between its inception and 2016. Mariah has earned millions during her career from record contracts and royalties. Oh my God. So what is she making? $3 million a year? $3 million every Christmas? Oh, that is horrendous, man. That is unbelievable. That's what you want. It's like that film about a boy in it. See if you had one Christmas banger. I mean, you would just release it, watch it go mad, and then every single year just sit with your feet up and wait for those checks to come rolling in. Oh my God, can you imagine? Can you imagine writing one song? It just pays for the rest of your life. Can you imagine me writing one joke or one show? That's the best thing about comedy. It's the most real, truest art form that exists, and it's the hardest fucking art form there is, because no comedian can write one joke or even a full special, a 1 hour show. Not one comic in this planet can write a 1 hour special that just pays them fucking $3 million every single year. I don't think so. But it is amazing that no other band, no other musician, no other artist has come close. Yes, there'll be one or two, Rage Against the Machine, classic Christmas #1. But there'll be none that are written specifically for Christmas. Even fucking Elton John and what's his face, the fucking Ginger Goblin, with their one that's come out. Nobody's really that bothered. He's got to spin it still going, I nearly killed Elton by fucking launching a bell at him. And even that's not got enough for us to care about it. It is surprising that nobody has really come out with a fucking Christmas banger. But then this is the thing, when the classics are so good, you're never going to compete with them. So let's look at this. What is the best-selling Christmas song of all time? This is from our good friends at The Metro, of course, the greatest newspaper in the UK. Free for a reason. The reason being, it's a lot of shite. From All I Want for Christmas Is You by Mariah Carey to older classics like Merry Xmas Everybody by Slade. The same Christmas playlist is broken out every year, correct? The biggest new Christmas song for 2021 surely belongs to the Ginger Goblin. Ed Sheeran, Sarah and John, nobody cares, teamed up to release a future classic, is that right? Aye, called Merry Christmas. Bollocks. The royalties are set to come rolling in, no doubt. Blah, 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 blah. Here we go. The biggest selling Christmas song of all time. Do you want to take a guess? 5 seconds. Shout out your answers. What do you think is the biggest selling Christmas song of all time? Shout now. You're wrong. Bing Crosby. That's right. The biggest selling Christmas song of all time is Bing Crosby. Big Bang, Bada Bang, the classic White Christmas. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. Slightly sinister tones when you realise that was actually released for the Clan. I'm joking. Bing Crosby's classic White Christmas is not only the best-selling Christmas song, but the best-selling single of all time. Did not know that. Did not know that. Really? Even bigger than the Crazy Frog or Tina Turner's Simply the Best? I think not. Every lodge bought 1,000 copies. 1942. Bing Crosby's White Christmas, written by Irving Berling, and performed by Bing Crosby, has sold an estimated 50 million copies since its release. I thought more than that, if I'm honest. 1942 alone, the song spent 11 weeks at the top of the Billboard charts. That's sad. 11 weeks? It's nearly 3 months. So you're telling me they're into fucking March and Bing Crosby's White Christmas is still number one? The Billboard charts must have been shite in the 40s. Won an Oscar for Best Original Song for its part in the film Holiday Inn. When other versions of the song are factored in, including those by Frank Sinatra and Michael Bublé, White Christmas has sold an estimated 100 million copies and is listed as the biggest selling single worldwide of all time in the Guinness Book of World Records. Must be true then. However, it has never reached number one in the UK, despite a 2019 campaign by the Crosby family to get it back there. Back in 1977, it reached its peak position of number 5. What's the biggest UK Christmas number one? In terms of UK Christmas number one, the biggest selling single is Band-Aid. Do they know it's Christmas time? I feed the world. Did we feed the world? No. What did we feed? Corruption and arms dealers. Also, on a side tangent, whatever happened to fucking Elon Musk, who's also been voted People's Person of the Year? Who cares about that? Not I. What happened to Efron? Again, the amount of fucking stuff that is happening on this planet that isn't spoke about is mad. Ghislaine Maxwell's trial's on the now. Are you hearing about that in the news? Are you fuck? Are you fuck? It was all over the place. When it was Epstein, we've got the bastard. He's got a photograph in his house, a Bill Clinton in a dress. Prince Andrew's been shagging Wayne's. Every fucking celebrity from here to Timbuktu has been on a private jet. We've got the list of names and it's going to be amazing. And then what happens? They killed the bastard. They went in his fucking cell and they hung the cunt. And they made it was suicide and a lot of fucking nonsense because a very lot of extremely powerful people were just about to be listed as being fucking mad pedos. But that was all covered up. And then Ghislaine get fucking arrested. And they went, we can't kill her because we can't do that twice. And now she's on trial. And are you hearing anything about it? Are you fucking buggery? What happened to the list of names? What happened to the flight logs? What happened to all the UK celebrities? All the politicians? The members of the monarchy? What happened to people who are involved in American politics? Global leaders? What happened to them being listed? What were they doing in the sex island? How deep were they with Epstein? I don't know. What was happening with the trafficking cases? Just exactly what was Ghislaine Maxwell up to getting those young women over to that island? What was going on? Who knows? Not I and not you. Because will you hear anything about it? Well, you fuck. But you'll hear plenty about a Zoom quiz that happened at number 10. Who gives a fuck? Anyway, what happened to Elon Musk? Remember he put that tweet to the guy from the WHO? Not the band, the World Health Organization. Or it might have been fucking, I don't know who it was. Is it Amnesty International? Anyway, somebody said it would take $6 billion to solve world hunger. And Elon Musk, after half a bottle of tequila and 2 fat joints, tweeted back going, listen cunt, if you can prove it's $6 billion, I will fucking chainsaw my sofa right now and give you $6 billion. And then what happened for that? Fuck all. Nothing. Because will it take $6 billion dollars to solve world hunger? Probably not. It'll probably take $600 million. Do you know what else it'll take? A couple of bullets. Probably a few more wars. Nothing happened with that. The leader of a charity that's whole purpose is there to solve world hunger. So is he talking shite? Who knows? Nothing's happened there. But in 1984, a song was released that hoped to feed the world, and feed it they did not. The charity single sold 3.82 million copies. Again, not that impressive. That is not impressive at all. It's less than the population of Scotland, which is fuck all. Is that it? That is really it. The biggest UK Christmas number one in history. Only sold 3.82 million copies. Now listen, I would love it if 3.82 million people were on my Patreon. I'd love it if even 0.2 million people were on my Patreon. But they're not. But that is the biggest selling single of all time. Shite. According to the official charts, and is the only Christmas hit to sell over 3 million units. Again, very unimpressed. Do They Know It's Christmas has hit number one on another 3 recordings in 89, 2004, 2014. Well, not a Christmas song. Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen has been the Christmas number one twice, 16 years apart in 75 and 91, and has sold 2.62 million copies. Wings, Mull Kintyre, the 1977 Christmas number one. My dog went out for a swim in the sea. My house is on fire. That one. 2.9 million copies. So you're telling me there's 2.9 million fuck nuggets out there who bought a copy of Wings, Mull Kintyre? You losers. Mary's Boy Child. 1.9 million copies by the Legends Boney M. 1978 Christmas number one, of course, and a further 1.19 million with Harry Belafonte's version, which achieved the same feat in 1957. Don't care. Do not care. There you go, Bing Crosby. So if I am banning one Christmas song for eternity, I love Mariah Carey. Right? I love it. I genuinely love it. And I love it because the same way that I love Dancing Queen by ABBA, because as soon as it starts, within the first second of that song starting, you know exactly what it is, and it just lifts your spirits. You know? The same way when you hear that piano go, you're like, fucking yes! Right, you're into it. And the same way when Mariah starts, you're like, come on! You know what you're getting. I think if you're going to write a good Christmas song, you want that. You just want instant bang, straight in, you know what you're getting. All I Want for Christmas Is You definitely stays. Fairy Tale in New York by the Pogues definitely stays. One, because I think it's a good song, and two, because the controversy and the anger it brings up and the debates and the arguments at Christmas, that is what Christmas is about. Do They Know It's Christmas Band-Aid? The original, yes. Any of the remakes, fuck it in the bin. Last Christmas by Wham, don't mind. Little Drummer Boy, Bing Crosby and David Bowie. Now, not a huge fan. But you can't really put anything by David Bowie in the bin, so it stays. Merry Christmas, Everyone Slade. It's Christmas. Has to stay. Classic. Driving Home for Christmas, Kiss Rhea. There's a chance it's getting banned. Right, now I'm reading this off a list of great Christmas songs. There's a chance it's Driving Home for Christmas. No, I can't. It stays. What's next? Merry Christmas, everyone. Shaking Stevens. Oh, Shaking Stevens. Just because I think you're a bit of a pedo in that video. Maybe, right? That might need to go. I Wish It Could Be Christmas Every Day by Wizard. That's fucking top 3. It goes nowhere. Most Wonderful Time of the Year, Andy Williams. It stays. I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus. The Jackson 5. It stays. Oh, what else we got? Wonderful Christmas, Paul McCartney. Fuck off, Paul McCartney. Oh my God, Stay Another Day by E17. Stay now, baby, if you got to go away. Don't think I can take the pain, stay. Or won't you stay another day? What a tune, man! What a tune. If this was only the Sunday service, I would be playing that song right now. Stay Another Day by E17 is a fucking classic. What a band. What a band. Alright, everything's gonna be alright. One of the guys went off to become like some kind of wildlife conservationist, and the other one overdosed in baked potatoes and fucking ran himself over. What a band! What a story! And what a hit. Stay Another Day. E17. Often a forgotten about classic. That's up there, man. Stay Another Day is up there with my favourites. Stay Another Day. I Wish It Could Be Christmas Every Day by Wizard. Merry Christmas Everybody by Slade. And I think Mariah Carey, All I Want for Christmas Is You. That's my top 4. In what order, I don't know. But if I'm banning one, as the question was from Robert Gillen. Great question, Robert. If I'm banning one Christmas song forever, removed, does not exist, forgotten about, it's over. It can only be one. And that is Mistletoe and Wine by Cliff Richard. That's it. Mistletoe and wine, children singing Christian rhymes, with logs on the fire and gifts on the tree. Gifts on the tree. Time to rejoice, and indeed a baby. How big's your tree? How small are the gifts? Does it make sense, Cliff? Is this an instant or a skip? It's a skip for me. Certainly slows down the Christmas playlist, but gives you a bit of a sleepy vibe. Ironically, it's probably not a good idea to pair it with a glass of wine unless you're planning on snoozing or having a fight with your partner. Mistletoe and Wine, Cliff Richard, get in the fucking bin. You're banished. The shitest Christmas song of all time is that. Well, it's not really, because it's the fucking Nuggets, fucking Spunk Baby, or whatever they're called, singing about sausage rolls. Those fucking two need to be melted down into candles or fucking made into sandbags. Get them to fuck. Never have a pair of talentless bastards existed that are given screen time anywhere. All of that, YouTube, Instagram, all of these people, get them in a fucking pit, and please just remove yourself. But for me, amongst the music world, if you're asking, it's Mistletoe and Wine, Cliff Richard. That's it. There you go. Doesn't exist anymore. Don't play it. Don't ask about it. Done. Mistletoe and Wine. Robert, if we're removing one, we're banning one. It's Cliff. I'm sorry, Sir Cliff, but, you know, questions have been asked, mate. Questions have been asked and answers have been given. Right, that's it. We're at the end of the episode. Thank you for listening as always. If you don't already, please do subscribe to the show, however you do it, Spotify, Acast, iTunes, that kind of thing. If you haven't, give it a 5-star review and leave some comments to help it move up the chart and be seen by others. Please do share it on your social medias. Remember, December 19th, this Sunday coming up, #live. Last few tickets remaining. And then December 30th, I'm at the Classic Grand in Glasgow. Tickets are available for that. Go to bigscottgibson.com. Come and join me one last lap before the bells. It's going to be a great night. Thank you for listening. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for supporting the show. I will speak to all the Patreons on Sunday, and I will speak to you next Wednesday. Look after yourself. Stay safe. Get the vaccine. Get your booster. Wash your hands and your arsehole. I'll see you in a battlefield soon. Onwards.